I'm going to show you the simple way I quilted the sashing section of this Aviatrix medallion quilt. I guess that's what you call the gray sections between the rows of blocks, I'm not sure. I wanted to keep these sections fairly simple so that your eye was drawn to the more colorful blocks. So in these solid gray sections, I'm just quilting a line of stitching right down the center. I'm going to use my ruler here to measure and use the markings on the ruler to help me keep my spacing just right. I am just going to quilt over a few stitches from the previous line that I quilted before I had to roll my quilt. I have a locking stitch on my machine. I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to make it as straight as possible as I quilt down so that when I have to add the next line of stitching after I roll, it's really easy to continue that line without it looking weird. This definitely gets better with practice, so I think you can do it. Just keep trying.
So just go nice and steady on this straight line. Make sure you're not gripping too tight. That way your line will be straight and it will be easy to stitch over and continue the line again after you roll. I've been asked several times how I start and stop, and I simply use the locking stitch button on my machine. I've got it set to 4 tiny stitches, and I hit that, it does the stitches, I trim it off, and I start in the next section. Again, you could see that really quick. It did a few stitches fast, and that's how I start and stop. This next sashing section is pieced, little squares right here, which is really fun, and I couldn't resist quilting some spirals inside of it. As I enter each square, I'm going towards the left, and I'm going to just touch the left side of the square and then the bottom side of the square as I circle in, and then as I circle back out, I'm touching the right side of the square, and then again I'm going to touch the bottom side of the square. That's going to give me the look of a full circle swirl in each of the squares. Remember, as you're spiraling inward, to leave it a little bit open so you have space to spiral back outward. I'm not being super concerned here if these are not all perfectly the same, because I kind of like the look that it's been quilted by hand. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you watch the rest in this series.